Hello, Cancer. Welcome to September 2018. So I'm looking at these cards here that we laid out for you, and I feel as though you are displaying a really high level of self-control and peace of mind. You know, your birthday month was a big deal. We rolled right over into Leo season, which was also a big deal. We had the Pluto, Saturn stuff going on. We had the eclipses, the Mars and Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde. I mean, it was like all this stuff, you know? And I feel as though, in spite of perhaps some unruly situations that you have going on in your life, you feel very much okay with maybe not necessarily what happened or what's happening, but you feel very much okay with your ability to make it through. Now, Seven of Pentacles came out in the center of the reading, which tells me that you're displaying a great deal of caution. You know, in this image, you can see a woman trying to give one of her pentacles to this artisan, and he's, you know, thinking about it. He's got his hand on his chin there. He's looking at it. He's considering it. He's, you know, not going to commit right away just for the sake of doing anybody any favors or anything like that. It's like, I want to make sure this is in my best interest. I want to make sure that my boat is moving forward, and it's not out of selfishness or greed or anything like that. It's just because you don't want to make the same mistakes again. You don't want to ever go down this path again. And you're just really being sure. You know, that's one thing that Virgo season is really good for, is being sure. Because we're all taking on a very Virgo-esque kind of vibe. Our focus is going to be on work and communicating with people and, you know, really applying the lessons that we've learned over the past few months. Because I'm pretty sure all of us, especially you in Capricorn, have learned a lot. And you reached some new depths within your psyche, within your soul, that you probably didn't ever really want to go down and visit. You didn't want that stuff to surface. You didn't know it existed, but here it is nonetheless. And now it's time for us to make something out of it. It's not good enough to just let it come up to the surface and just sit there and fester. We need to begin to apply it. And so whatever is going on in your life, you know, we have the Six of Swords, which indicates that in spite of perhaps some unruly circumstances, as displayed with the sort of tumultuous water there, it can represent an unrested heart. But in spite of that, our mind is cool, calm, and collected. This is a wonderful card of detachment as well. And detachment is such a thing for me because it's a lesson that I've recently learned of how to really go about doing that. You know, you can feel all the feels, you can think all the thoughts, that's fine, but you don't have to belong to the feelings and the thoughts. And that's what this card really talks about. And when you can achieve that, when you can separate yourself, the true sense of self, from what you're experiencing or from your circumstances, that's when everything becomes a little bit easier. You can go with the flow a lot better. You're a water sign, so you get the flow, you get that idea. And clearly, with Five of Cups coming out, clearly there was something. Clearly, perhaps a deception for some of you. Perhaps you encountered some lack of trust with someone, or you were the untrustful one. Perhaps there was some jealousy that surfaced or whatever. And you are having to really deal with that. This will be clarified in the comprehensive reading, which I'll put the link down below for you. And here comes Justice, one of my favorite cards. I love the way that the artist depicted justice with the black and white. Because often, well, yes, black and white has a lot of symbolism, you know, our unconscious versus our conscious, our duality, our masculine, feminine, all that kind of good stuff. But it also represents clarity, right? We're either in the black or in the white here. There's not a lot of gray that happens in this card with that black checkerboard, right? So justice is something that ensures a rectification of something. It ensures that we, quote unquote, get paid back. Now, that's, you know, kind of a loose canon kind of way of describing it, but sometimes when we make a change or an internal shift, whether for the positive or the negative, it doesn't matter. The universe is indifferent to how you choose to align yourself. All justice is going to do is give you circumstances or situations or people or energies in your life that correspond with what's going on the inside. So if you just went through something really difficult and challenging and you choose to see the best, you choose to see the lesson, like we see with the Six of Swords, which I suspect a lot of you are aligning yourself to that, then you're going to get good things, Page of Cups. If you are choosing to align yourself in a negative capacity, then you're going to get some difficult stuff, the Devil. Okay? It's very possible that this kind of hardship feels comfortable. And I know that a lot of you are going to be like, no way, this is not how, you know, this is not how I normally live my life, whatever. But you guys, you've had Pluto opposing yours for years now. Years. And sometimes that Pluto energy gets comfortable. Believe me, I know. I'm a Scorpio moon. Scorpio moon conjunct Saturn, Pluto conjunct South Node. I get the Pluto stuff. I get the Scorpio stuff. And so that kind of intensity can become normal. And every year for the past however many years it's been, 10 years, I think Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's about 10 years. 10 years of birthday cycles when your sun, your season comes in contact and opposing Pluto. All of your suns or your ascendants or your moons are getting hit by Pluto. And that is deep, deep. It forces you to change. It forces you to become something different. And in many ways, I believe that our souls are intelligent and they knew what to expect when they came into this life. It's not an accident that you're here going through these kinds of things. Because your soul needed to experience the pain and suffering so that you could appreciate the release. Right? What do we always say? Light cannot exist without darkness. Happiness cannot exist without sadness. And the Devil here represents our choice to dance with the Devil or to release ourselves from the Devil. See, in every depiction of the Devil, almost all the Devil cards, I mean, of course, there's tons of different tarot decks and all of that, but there's usually free hands. And that's a symbol. You are free to remove the noose around your neck at any time. Some people choose to continue to dance with the Devil for their entire life. They choose to stay the same, to stay hurt, to stay sad and longing, and to be the martyr and to be self-pitying all the time. They choose to live in the darkness of their own shadows. And others choose to use what they've learned to learn how to live more peacefully and to ascend. Ascension is our choice from the third density into the fourth density. You know, a lot of people misunderstand these concepts. Detachment is key because this is the epitome of attachment, specifically emotional attachment. But this is what sets us free. So here you have something, right? Here you have some kind of a deliberation, something that needs to be considered. I think so many of you are pushing through some pretty dark years. And you are, in a way, your progress is, what the word that I've been using this month is, accelerating at a rate that I don't think you were originally anticipating. Your maturity and your your spiritual evolution is just getting faster and faster and faster. Like it's that big curve, you know, I know you can't really see if I can do it upside down. It's kind of like a curve that goes like this, right? And it just gets higher and higher and higher so quickly. And you become more spiritualized so much more quickly. But see, the Four of Pentacles reversed indicates the release of those things that you were holding so closely to your chest. See, Justice, like I said before, I'm going to repeat myself, she is indifferent. She is cold and brutal sometimes. There's no mercy here with Justice. So if you choose to continue to dance with the devil, what she's going to give you is just more devil situations. If you choose to release yourself and to have this peace of mind, she's going to give you situations that continue to give you peace of mind. It's so simple. That's the true essence of karma. That we have to sit in the mess that we have created. So if you are hoarding stuff and your house is full of boxes, then you have to sit amongst the boxes. If you have cleaned your house and it's perfectly sparkly clean, then you get to live in a sparkly clean environment. And many of you are choosing to release. Many of you are choosing to set yourselves free because you're the only ones that can do that. And in so doing, you will invite love into your life. You will invite happiness into your life. And all those periods of time that, you know, could be really tough, all these astrological transits that could be really hard, they just aren't. You know, they're just not. Because you have risen above them. And you can still have deep emotions, but again, you're not so invested in them. See, the Seven of Swords reversed indicates to me someone that isn't going to let the hardships and the fears and the doubts really get the best of them. They're not going to live, you know, cowering or sitting in the corner in a fetal position, you know, kind of afraid of life, you know. And that's not you guys. You guys are leaders. You guys are I think I've said this before many times, actually. A couple months ago, I was like researching Capricorn or Cancers, and I was like so shocked as to how many Cancers were running the world and running the people who were running the world. I mean, it's like super top level stuff, super top secret stuff. Cancers. It's all concealed, right? And so the detachment is what enables you to step into those roles of leadership in your own life, to lead your families, to lead your own career, to lead your friends. An empowered Cancer is unstoppable in terms of what they can accomplish in their life. And I see fearlessness here. I mean, you guys have been through it all. And now's the time for you to never really go through that stuff again. Now is the time when we can flip that switch and say, I'm going to be untouchable. I am above my beasts, right? The devil and the lion are so similar in nature. The lion representing our own duality, representing our instinctual animal qualities, representing our base third dimensional reactions to things. But Hercules is tackling those things, right? He's on it. He's on the job. And what you get, and we'll clarify this in the comprehensive, Page of Cups. People will be drawn to you. They'll see you. They'll want a piece of what you have going on in your life. Let's pull out the remaining 3 cards. Okay, you guys, your cards are doing what I call, they're dancing. That's what I call it, when they're just like, whoa, like wanting to come out so badly, which is great because the energy is not constricted. Like with Virgo, I think I shuffled, like I had to repeat their reading like 3 or 4 times. But your guys, your energy is not constricted at all. It is full on, moving forward, no stress, no drama, just, you know, just there's movement here for you guys. And the Hanged Man reversed. And the Tower. See, the Tower represents just some kind of belief structure that no longer serves, just ending. It's a belief system that you decide that you're no longer going to subscribe to. For those of you interested in romantic partnerships, this could be a revision in how important you think romantic relationships are. For those of you with career things, you know, the importance of your career may sort of step into the back seat and your spiritual development may step into the driver's seat. You know, it's going to be different for everyone how this really speaks to you. I think this is the crashing down of the devil. Emotional attachments and things that have just been holding you back. There's so much fearlessness coming out here because I think you realize that fear is dumb, right? Fear is dumb. Like there's really nothing to be afraid of. This experience here is not even it's not even real. It's not even you. You know, we need to start separating our body, mind, and spirit and realizing how they all work together, you know? Now we have the Hanged Man reversed. It kind of mirrors the Seven of Pentacles. I'm talking all about this movement and release and all this, and that's great. But you're still moving forward with caution because I think that the effects of Cancer and Leo season are still very raw and there's still a lot up in the air. And the Hanged Man just comes in specifically to remind you to just chill. And you can push with certain things, especially internally. You can push yourself with your own spiritual growth. But right now, it's about letting the dust settle and letting, like taking the time to let the energy shift substantially. It's not just like doing something and letting it wait a week and then, okay, the energy is different now. Like, no, you might need to wait a few months for things to just completely be different, people to feel better about stuff, for you to feel better about stuff, for you to get over this 5 of Cups, for you to adjust to this new way of life, creating new, healthier, better habits rather than, you know, addictive or unhealthy ones. And that's okay. This is a great card to get. I'm loving the Hanged Man coming out here. And then we get the Page of Swords, which is another beautiful indication of fluidity and also creation as well. You need to be very, very conscious of the world that you're creating right now, okay? Because the manifestation power that you've, like, because everything is up in the air, if you set out some kind of intention, it's very possible for the energy to just go that way. Right? Because it just like, it's so volatile right now anyway. Tower comes in and makes it even that much more volatile. So when you are setting intentions, when you are meditating, when you are thinking about how you want your future to go, be sure that you are aware that everything that you're setting is permeating, and that is what justice is going to give back to you. Okay? Be careful, because it's powerful and it can happen really, really fast. Okay, so this one fell out. I'm going to pull this in the comprehensive since it didn't come out upright. I'll use it to clarify the Page of Swords since that's what we were talking about. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys there on the website. If not, then I will see you next month. Thank you so, so much, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.